Well, here's the latest update on the Trans Am. Broke a rocker at Road Atlanta. So I took the engine out because I wasn't happy with the cam anyway. So took the engine out and checked out, looked at the bottom end and replaced the rockers and put a new cam in there. But so while I was doing that, I took the time to go ahead and rebuild the steering gearbox. I sent it to Lee Power Steering out in California. Hang on a second, this is heavy. Okay, so I sent it to Lee Power Steering out in California, and they revalved it and put a 12.7-to-1 ratio gear in there. And man, it looks really nice. They really, this is the original gearbox. Now it looks brand new. So let me set that here. So that's going to go back in today. And what I also had them do, this is the original Saginaw pump, but I had them remove the reservoir. So that's what the pump looks like without the reservoir. And I had them put AN fittings. They also put AN fittings, they're down there on the gearbox. And I had them put AN fittings here. That's a 10 AN and that's a 6 AN. And now the plan is to run a remote reservoir. We can see there's the 6 AN. I guess that's the return line, and then 10 AN is the send line. I have to make sure they wrote 6 and 10 on there. So this is a finned remote reservoir, so it'll aid in cooling. And I just removed the that's the windshield wiper fluid container, or windshield wiper, cleaning solution. So that was mounted right here on these brackets, and I'm thinking that's going to be a perfect place. See if I can get the camera at a better angle. That might be a perfect place to mount this, because the gearbox mounts right there to the frame rail, or to the frame. So I'm thinking right there, or remove the battery, and you can see the right there's the core support. So remove the battery and mount it actually on the other side of the cord support, but see how this can be mounted right here. But just put the battery in the trunk and mount it right there. That'd be a cool place also. But haven't really decided how I'm going to do that yet. But today I'm going to put the gearbox back in. I'll take some footage when I'm done. Alright guys, here's the new power steering. Well, it's the original power steering pump, but it was redone by Lee Power Steering in California. You can see there's now AN fittings. It's got a new rag joint, or steering coupler. Torque settings are important on these components. It is your steering. So the coupler, steering coupler, aka rag joint, those are 20 pounds. There's a nut that actually holds the coupler to the gear of the steering box. I think it's right there, runs through right there. That's 30 pounds. The pitman arm, I think it's 140. That's the big ass bolt. I mean, a big ass nut, which is actually a, let's see. It is a 1 5/16. I don't know if you can see that. There we go. 1 5/16. That's a big one. And it's a 1/2 inch torque wrench to 140 pounds. And then the bolts that actually hold the steering gearbox to the frame, there's 3 right here. I looked online and it said 70. However, I got to 60 and that seemed like a lot. It felt like a lot. So right now I'm going to leave them at 60. I would hate to strip the holes in that steering box. So I'm going to go look and see if they actually do take 70 pounds. But for now, I'll leave it at 60 until I find out more. There's those Willwood 13-inch 4-piston. Everything looks good down here. But yeah, there she is. It's beautiful. That's the original 70 steering box redone by Lee Power Steering with a 12.7 gear in it. Very nice.